Hello class, my name is Brianna Hart and today I am going to be talking about dyslexia. Dyslexia can be really hard in kids and I feel like it's not talked about a lot, so that's why I wanted to do my informative speech on dyslexia. The things I'm going to be talking about today are what is dyslexia, how dyslexia affects people of all ages, what other diagnoses dyslexia can bring, and can dyslexia be cured. Also, I am going to be telling you about how I got diagnosed with dyslexia. So the first thing I want to talk about is what is dyslexia. Dyslexia is a learning disability that can have you be really bad at reading and or spelling. Sometimes people have both. I have both, but other times a lot of people can have separate. They could either be really bad at reading or really bad at spelling. Dyslexia in different ages are basically the same, but I just broke it up in groups. So elementary school and middle school kids, they have more trouble in their reading level. So when you're in third grade, you could be reading at a kindergarten level. When you're in fifth grade, you could be reading at a third grade level. It honestly just depends on how bad your dyslexia is and how your brain works. Another thing that elementary school and middle school kids have mostly trouble in is remembering things. So like if you give them a list and they can't remember it in 12 minutes, it's not because they are not listening or they didn't read the list. It's because their dyslexia doesn't allow them to remember stuff that easily. So a lot of people get deemed for not learning or properly or not listening as well as they should be, which that really isn't true. They are listening, it just goes, your brain, it does not remember it. Also, another thing is processing. So if you read them a story and you tell them to ask you what you just read, they probably won't be able to because of the severity of their brains. They're listening to the story, I promise you they're listening to the story, but it goes in one ear, out the other. It's basically how dyslexia works. In high school and college, it's basically the same as middle school and elementary school. I just broke it up in groups, like I said. They still have the problem with the reading level, remembering, and processing. But in high school, you have new languages. You have to learn new languages to graduate. And a lot of dyslexic people have trouble in new languages. They can't really process in their brain that it's a new language, and they can't really learn it that well. I had trouble in my Spanish class when I was in high school, so I didn't know why, but doing this project, I found out why, so I'm very happy that it wasn't just me, it was my dyslexia. But also another thing is they have trouble summarizing, so that's a big thing in college that I found out, that we do a lot of summarizing. And it's hard to summarize because you are reading the story, you just can't process it very well. So that's why I think that I can't do summarize because of my dyslexia. So that's also another thing I found out. And also trouble speaking. So sometimes when dyslexic people are speaking, they stutter a little bit because their mouths are going faster than their brains. So you might hear like stuttering a little bit. If you hear that, just tell them they're okay and that you know that they're trying, and that would be really nice for them, and they would have so much confidence after that because they know that you know what they're struggling through. Dyslexia brings on other diagnoses like ADHD and anxiety. ADHD and dyslexia have a lot of the same symptoms, so a lot of people will be like not going to a doctor and be like, oh, I have ADHD, when they really have dyslexia, because it's kind of like the same symptoms, but dyslexia also brings on ADHD because you could have both. Another diagnosis is anxiety, because like I said, a lot of dyslexic people stutter because their mouths go faster than their brain. So that's why people will get anxiety with dyslexia. Almost everyone gets anxiety, I feel like, but dyslexic people are scared to go up in crowds, so that's what brings on their anxiety. Unfortunately, dyslexia cannot be cured, but they do have tutoring for it. There is this amazing program called Wilson, and I had that when I got diagnosed as dyslexia. So It honestly is a true lifesaver for Wilson. I love Wilson. It just basically goes in with more like the vowels and the sentences, and you just learn how to process stuff in your own way, and I find that's really, really cool. So my story on dyslexia, I was diagnosed when I was in third grade. My teacher thought that something was wrong, but she had no idea what it was. She saw that I was trying, so she called my mom and told her to make a doctor's appointment for me. And I got a doctor's appointment and found out I have dyslexia. So we tried to go to the school and stuff and get me in an IEP, which I don't really know the full term for IEP. But it's basically like a program to help you learn in classes. So I tried to get that, and the school denied me, and there was a lot of fighting in it and a lot of hard work to get me into the IEP, but eventually I got in, and I've been doing really good ever since. I am in college and I'm reading at my normal college level. I have all A's and B's, and I feel like I haven't conquered my dyslexia because I still like have my moments, but I feel like I did really good. I'm doing really good in life. So that is my speech on informative speech on dyslexia. I am very happy that I got to do this speech, and I hope y'all learned a lot. Thank you.